Good evening, my friends. It is Try It Tuesday, and I cannot wait to show you who inspired me this month and for you guys to check out the playlist located in the description box so you could see all the other creators that joined me in Try It Tuesday. We are going to start off with one of the pumpkin stack recycled decoupage papers that are now available on my website. I do want to note that for this DIY, I did not save the post. So if anybody knows who originally created this, it was on Facebook. It was a cabinet door. The frame was painted black, and then the inside was the sincerest regard stamp with this decoupage paper. You guys know I like giving credit where credit is due, so if anybody knows, please let me know down in the comments. So I'm going to start off by mixing Farm Fresh and Bohemian Blue. I wanted to match one of the colors of the pumpkins on my piece of paper, and if y'all have not mixed your paints yet, live on the wild side, okay, and try it out because it is so much fun creating your own colors with your DIY paints. So after I thoroughly had this mixed through, I'm going to grab this wood sign, and I'm trying to use just stuff I have in my stash. So I don't know where I got this from, but we are going to use some painter's tape. We're going to tape off the inside, which is kind of like a matte metal piece. I'm not sure. And then we are going to take a chippy brush and we are going to paint the inside of the frame, the outside, and the top. And look at how gorgeous this paint color is. I absolutely love it. It only needed one coat, and look at how beautiful it is when it dries down. Gorgeous. And the paint color, okay, look at right here. Perfection. All right, so now we're going to grab this stamp. I think it's called Bella. I've never used it before actually, but it has some beautiful corner like adornments. And so I grabbed one of them, scuffed it up since I've never used the stamp before, put some black ink on, and we're going to put those on the corner of this sign. I wanted something on the frame, but I didn't want to go too detailed because I wanted the centerpiece to be the decoupage paper. So after I'm done doing that, I'm going to take some painter's tape, tape off the right side of my sign since I know my stamp is going to overlap and I just want to be safe. I'm going to put some black ink on my kindest regards stamp, lay that down, and to be honest, I did smear this, but you don't notice it at all. Get as close to I can to the edge of my sign and then lift that on up. This is just going to give it that added chef's kiss, okay? Now we are going to take our decoupage paper and we are going to get White Swan and we are going to paint on the back of the decoupage paper. I am doing this because I did not paint my background white on my sign. So this way the paper is still going to pop. You're not going to see the kindest regard stamps come through it. And it's way easier to do it this way than cutting them out individually and then painting them because then your paper kind of rolls up on you. Now I'm going to take liquid patina, which is the DIY's decoupage medium. I'm going to apply that to the back and then lay that towards the bottom of my sign. Whatever's left on my brush, I'm going to use that to brush down my pumpkin here. I thought I was going to add this like little piece of eucalyptus that came on the paper. So I start putting it down and then right away I'm like, nope, I don't like it. So I'm going to take that off and then I'm going to repeat the same step for my second pumpkin, applying that liquid patina, layering it over the first pumpkin, wiping it down or pushing it down with my paintbrush. And then you'll see that I'm taking that liquid patina as I'm laying each piece down and then going over the entire surface of this sign. Then I put the top pumpkin on and then I grab some florals that I cut out from the same decoupage paper and I'm going to layer that behind the pumpkin on the top. I thought this was a cute little added extra detail, and then I'll clear the entire thing. I finished it off by getting some DIY clear wax and clearing the frame and letting it dry overnight. This turned out so beautiful. I absolutely love working with these decoupage papers. I am by no means somebody that is a pro at this, and they are so easy and so flexible to use. And I love the custom paint color. It is gorgeous. It goes with that pumpkin so very well. You guys, I wanted to remind you that today is Try It Tuesday. So there's going to be a link for the playlist down in the description box. Other creators who wanted to join me in doing this will be down there waiting for you to view them. My next one was inspired by Emily at Wood, Wine, and Crafts. This girl has been posting amazing videos and they have inspired me to do a lot of my crafts lately. So check her out. I know you will not be disappointed. I grabbed this urn that I've literally had in the stash forever, and I am taking letterpress, which is a gray from the DIY paints. If you are somebody that loves doing like faux cement looks, this is the gray that you want. It turns out so beautiful. I'm going to take my chip brush and I am stippling it in there because it has a lot of texture, almost like salt wash, and I want to make sure that I get in all of those nooks and crannies. You can see just how beautiful this dries down. Now I'm taking white wax and I'm kind of dabbing it in my wax and then dabbing some excess off on a paper towel. That way I don't get a big glob on one part of this. I just want it to be feathered on. This is also going to seal our paint. Now I took some floral foam and I stuffed that floral foam in that yarn. You guys, there is nothing I cannot stand more than going to the thrift store, finding a beautiful pot or urn, and then somebody has hot glued the floral foam in there and it is so hard to get out. So if I don't have to do it, I try not to. So I'm taking these little pieces of greenery and I'm pushing them in the foam and then taking them back out, putting the hot glue in the little divots I made, and then laying that greenery back down. This way I knew it was in there and it was good to go. Next, we are going to take some Dollar Tree pumpkins, a Dollar Tree skewer, and I am going to push that skewer through my first pumpkin, and then I'm going to take the stem off of the top one. This dark green one is absolutely beautiful, and I'm going to push that through too. Now, usually I know these are done with like 3 pumpkins, but I wanted this to look a little bit more like minimalist, I guess, if you could even call it that. And now I am going to grab these little pieces of like these yellow flowers that are on the left side. No, actually I'm gluing down that first pumpkin to the floral foam. That's what I'm doing. Then I'm going in with these little yellow pieces of greenery and I'm going to hot glue them in between the ribs of the pumpkin. Yes, I do read your guys' comments and I do pay attention, so thank you for teaching me. It's not panels, it's ribs. So you can see what I'm doing right here. I'm hot gluing them in between the ribs, but I decided I didn't like all of them, so I just ended up doing every other panel of the pumpkin. Then I am going to cut a little bit of that skewer off the top because I still need room to stick my original stem back in. I'm going to push that pumpkin back down after you saw me put hot glue. We'll put that original stem back in, and then our last step, we need to cover that floral foam on the bottom. So I know Spanish moss isn't everybody's jam, but I really like it as a filler. So I am going to put it on my hot glue on the floral foam, not the yarn, and I'm going to push that into that floral foam. And this is just going to fill it up. It's going to hide that floral foam. You could also just fill it up with more greenery, florals. You could also, in between the 2 layers of the pumpkins, put some Spanish moss. Completely up to you. But I love that I was able to take something that's been sitting around forever and create a beautiful fall home decor. And like even the pumpkins, the greenery was from Dollar Tree. So thank you, Emily, for inspiring me to get out some of these items and make this. Again, you guys, you will not be disappointed with Emily. So definitely check her out in the comments. Our last one is going to be this pumpkin. If y'all are on Pinterest, you've seen this Bump Pan Pumpkin by Lizzy and Erin. It is absolutely beautiful and it's been in my Pinterest forever. I am going to take this Jello mold and I've had it online for sale forever. And you guys, I finally took it out and painted it and then somebody bought it. My bad. So I am going to take Farm Fresh and I am going to give this two coats. And disclaimer, I did clear this with Clear Matte by Rust-Oleum first. The DIY paints usually bond to any kind of surface. However, I just like that added security of having something for the paint to cling onto. So that's why I choose to clear it with the matte first. Then I'm going to take this old doily. You guys, it's stained with like tea or coffee. It's gorgeous. And I didn't film it, but all I did was hot glue the center of that doily onto my Jello mold. And then I didn't like how the doily was just kind of like laying there. So what I did was just put a little dab of hot glue on my doily where it was touching the inside divots of the mold, I guess you could say. That way you could really see the form of the mold and see like the beautiful details. And like I said, I just didn't like the doily just laying on top of there, so I think this looks really good. Next, you guys, it probably took me like 30 minutes to figure out what stem I wanted. I had this crystal knob, I had the Dollar Tree stem, I had the little wood branch things from Dollar Tree. In the end, the knob was too short, the Dollar Tree stem was too bougie, and I ended up going with just the little Dollar Tree branch. So I'm going to hot glue that to the middle. And this was nice because the hot glue reached the mold itself and was attached to the fabric. So I don't think it's going anywhere. Next, I'm taking Spanish moss once again. And I don't know why, but when there's something not around the stem, it looks very plain and like weird to me. And it's also kind of weird because Spanish moss does not grow on pumpkins like this, but you know what? We're going to go with it. So after that, I'm going to take these burgundy like flowers. I don't know. I got them from Walmart a long time ago, you guys. And I'm going to put those on the sides. And all I do is I take some hot glue on the stems of them and I push them into the Spanish moss so they stick very well. And of course, we need something more. We can't just leave it like that. So I am going to take some Dollar Tree fabric, cut a little notch in there, and then I'm going to pull those apart. I'm going to do 4, actually you need 5 strips total. But with the 4 strips, we're going to take those. You're going to wrap them around your 4 fingers. Make sure you're leaving tails on both the right and left side. You're going to pinch in the middle of that. And then you're going to take that 5th piece that you cut and we're going to put that right in the middle, just like so. And then you're going to tie it and you're going to double knot it. And you don't even have to cut those tails off. We'll cut the little long parts off right there and that's it. You have yourself a messy little fabric bow. And we're going to hot glue that there. But then if you guys see it, see that hole right there in between the 2 flowers? Could not leave it like that. So I'm going to put one more of those flowers right in the middle and that's going to tie it all together. You guys, I hope you were inspired by these fall DIYs today. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I loved doing these for you, and I hope you check out the playlist to check out other creators and also the creators I shared with you today. Look at that, even the stains on the doily. It's everything. So you guys, thank you so much. I should be back here Thursday and Saturday if I'm feeling up to it, and I appreciate you guys so much.